I am remaking the Geometry Dash level Stereo Madness, using my decoration style for it, and this is how it is looking like so far. I made that entire first part in another video, and in this video I'll be remaking the shape part and maybe even a little further than that. So yeah, let's see how it goes. As soon as I opened the level editor, I didn't know what to do. As you already know, the Stereo Madness ship part is literally emptier than my life, and that wasn't really helping me to get ideas. So since I didn't know what to do, I decided to start it by doing some very glowy and over-decorated spikes. After it, I decided to make some really simple block designs, and whenever I say the word simple, things usually don't end up looking simple at all, but this time I decided I would try my absolute best not to overdo it. So I just started placing some random blocks here and then put some glow, lines and fading lines around it just like that. After it, I just copy and pasted this small square thing and put it on the top part of these pillars, and then I just put some more glow and lines in it, and the first block design was basically done. Come on. You can't say this does not look simple. As you can see, the shape part of Stereo Madness has practically only pillars as block designs, and I could literally just copy and paste this block over it all and it would be finished. But I decided to make a small variation from it real quick, just for it not to look repetitive. And yeah, I basically spammed these two blocks all over the part, made a 3D on them, and the block designs were already finished. And this is how this part was looking like so far. After doing the block designs and the spikes, I had no idea what to do next. As you guys know, I usually am a person who's pretty much always out of ideas. That's why I make glowy style, but this time my situation was too serious. I couldn't think about anything to make here at all, so I just decided to go and procrastinate a bit, you know. I started to watch some random YouTube videos until I came across to this video right here, and I'm gonna lie, I didn't even watch it, but this thumbnail gave me a super crazy idea, and I'm gonna show you what it was. I basically started making a circle using those kinda Stereo Madness hashtag blocks. After it, I made some 3D lines around it, so it won't kill the player, and this is how it was looking so far. Now, I just copied and pasted it a little bit and made some kind of fake Stereo Madness pillars onto every circle. After it, I just made it all rotate in different directions, and I just put some more colorful circles into it, and also some more random details that just came into my mind randomly. The last thing I did in this background was to reduce the opacity from some of the circles in the middle of it, and the background was basically done. I managed to finish it in about 20 minutes, and in my opinion, it looks really nice, way better than what I expected for sure. Now, it was time to make the air deco, and at the beginning, as always, I had no idea what to do here, so I just started experimenting some random things. The first thing I tried to do here was copy and paste some of the arrows from the first part into it, but I didn't like it at all. Practically, everything I did here ended up somehow not working or looking very unfitting and out of place, so I came to the realization that this background just does not fit to any air deco at all. That's why, out of nowhere, I had another really weird idea. What if I made the air deco in the background instead of putting it into the part? And that's what I tried to experiment. I started to make some very glowy and spammed arrows in some random spots of the background and just made them all rotate alongside with it, as you can see here. And somehow it worked out pretty well, and it took me only 10 minutes to get it done, so I was really happy with it. With that, the Stereo Madness ship section is finally remade, and this is how it looks like. Since it was too easy to remake and didn't take me too long, I decided to make this section right afterwards as well, so this video doesn't get too short. And for the next section, surprisingly, I had an idea for it already. So the first thing I started to make here was the block designs, as I pretty much always do. I basically just made a lot of lines and glow for the base, and then I made a kind of half block detail on the top of it and put some black glow under it to give it a kind of shading effect, and I thought it looked pretty cool. Now I just made a 3D in it really quickly, and the first block was basically done. Since I don't wanna just go and copy and paste a lot of pillars in this this part, I am once again gonna make a variation from it so the blocks don't look too repetitive. I basically do the same thing I did for the first block here, except that instead of using half blocks on top of it, I'm gonna just spam some squares, and then I'll just put some black glow under it, a 3D, and also spam some glow on top of it all, and the variation from the pillar is basically done. After copying and pasting these two pillars over the entire section, I'm just gonna make some fake blocks here, but I gotta get the first coin from the level. And yeah, this section's pillars are basically done, and I am really proud of my copy and pasting technique. After finishing the pillars, I just made a really simple spike, and for it, I used those rainbow blocks that nobody really uses. Surprisingly, they actually look pretty cool when you color them like this. After doing this spike, I just kinda spammed it over the ground spikes just to make a nice contrast on it, and also I used it to decorate these big structures as you can see here. After it, I just made a 3D on the remaining blocks, and yeah, now I once again found myself without any ideas of what to make here. This part is looking really empty, and I just didn't know what to put to fill in this empty space. So once again, I decided to look for inspiration from other levels, and fortunately, I managed to come up with an idea. I basically started to make some squares in different sizes here, and then for their details, I just spammed a lot of squares into them, just like that. For the big square though, I decided to put some blue lines around it just to give it a nice variation. Then, I just started to copy and paste them around the part, and after making a 3D on them, I decided to put some blue lines kinda connecting them because I thought it would give a little more of color variation for this part in general, and I think it looks really nice to be honest. And yeah, now I can safely say I'm finally done with the block designs from this part. After it was time to make the air deco from this section, and I actually had a pretty nice idea for it as well. I kinda wanted to make something similar to what I did for the first part of this level. Basically, I wanted to make the player feel like it's entering into another dimension, or like a totally different place, or something like that, as soon as it enters this pillar section. I just started to make some giant pillars here, dividing the level from the in quotes different dimension, and then I started to put some stars and some purple glow between them. After it, I just made some meteors falling over the skies of this another dimension in different colors, and I think I managed to make it work somehow. Now, I'm just gonna make some regular glowy and spammed arrows here, and I will put some blue glow lasers under them so it gets cooler. Probably. Then I'll just do some small arrows and some diamond shaped air decorations here to fill in the empty space of this part, and the air deco is basically done. After making the air deco, I had to make the background of this part, and for it, I didn't wanna go too crazy and make a really complex thing. Not only I didn't have any idea of what to do, but also I was a bit lazy because I was decorating for way too much time already. I just made some very simple black #Star Madness blocks with low opacity going rightwards, and it was basically done. After the BG, I thought about adding some moves in this section real quick because why not? I would just spam a lot of move triggers here and make some air decos and some blocks go up and down just to give a better atmosphere for this part, just like that. Oh gosh, I am glad this is not an extreme demon and I don't have to actually put effort into the moves. And for the last, I will just add the name of the members from my channel in random places of this part. Since I have over 30 members already, I will not be able to say the name of every single one of them out loud, but I will put them on the screen, and hopefully if you are a member, you can find where your name is located on in this part. And thank you so much for becoming a member, it really means a lot for me. And yeah, after 4 hours of work, this is how the 2 sections I did in this video are looking like so far. I have some really cool ideas for the next parts of this level, so in the next episode, I will probably be done with this entire level. I really hope you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching and I will see you next time.